And welcome into TSSN Radio. I am Chandler Morrison here on the call today from Starplex Complex here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Beautiful day for some softball. Early morning sun coming in, started to heat up a little bit here on field number 2 in the Starplex. Sequatchie County will take on Jackson Southside in this losers bracket matchup. This is the second, I would call it the second round of the losers bracket here. It is game 9 on the bracket if you're looking at that. The winner of this one will take on the winner of Creekwood and Gibbs, which will take place 30 minutes after this game concludes. And let's see how we got here real quick. Sequatchie County lost to Lexington in the first round 5-3. That sent them down to the losers bracket. And Sequatchie County in the first round of the losers bracket yesterday beats Alcoa 7-0, a shutout, and 18 strikeouts for Mackenzie Turner. Interesting note there, Ella Edgman, 4 for 4 on stolen bases. That ties the state tournament record for stolen bases. So Mackenzie Turner, 2 strikeouts shy of a state tournament record. Ella Edgman, the stolen base extraordinaire, she has a tied state record, and that puts us where we are today against Jackson Southside. Marion County, the other team out of the District 7 that got their way all the way here to the state tournament, they're 2-out as they lost on Tuesday to Jackson Southside 12-0 and fell to Gibbs 2-0 last night. This Jackson Southside team in the same district there as Lexington, so a little bit of familiarity there. I talked to Coach Kelly Somerville this morning. She said a really good team. That's what she knows about them. But let's go to her and let's talk to her. Here's an interview we did with her just yesterday. I'm here with head coach Kelly Somerville. Kelly, how we doing?
I'm great, Chandler. How are you doing?
Doing good. So after yesterday, what do you tell your team when you have like a close game like that? Of course, Lexington, a really good team, probably one of the better teams in this tournament. What do you tell them after that?
Lexington was ranked first when we got here. We looked up their record, tried to look up what we could on them. They were 44-4. We knew we were going to play a good team. Their infield was legit. They are a very strong defensive team, hit the ball well, and we hung in there and played with them. We didn't play our best game, and we still hung in there and had a chance to beat them. The girls were a little nervous yesterday. None of these girls have ever played at this level, never played in a state tournament before. It was every single one of them's first time. So, they felt a little of that pressure yesterday, but they fought through it, and they battled up until the last inning. We scored a run in the 7th inning, put pressure on them, fought for that game. We just came back and got refocused. I told them when we got home, that was supposed to be the best team in this tournament, and we hung with them, and if we'd played our A game, we could have beat them. So there's not a team here we can't beat. And so I think that getting up here and actually seeing what the competition looked like and realizing that we can hang with anybody that's up here, I think that gave them a lot of confidence to come out here today and to play our game and to play strong. And they were ready to play today. They were mentally in it. We really just took care of business today.
Mackenzie Turner, 18 strikeouts. What can you say? That's 2 shy of the state record for the state tournament. What can you say about that performance?
I didn't even realize that. She's had 17 twice this year, so we didn't want to tell her we don't want to jinx it when we're in the middle of the game. But that was a career high single game for her. Our school record is also 20, so we try to. I didn't know that was 20 at the state tournament. That's something we try to get her to also. But she pitched a fantastic game. She was hitting the corner. She was throwing her pitches. She was making it move. That might be the best game she's pitched all year. She came out here with her mind on winning, and she just pitched a fantastic game for us to play behind. Of course, when the offense is putting a couple runs up, I think that relaxes our defense. But she definitely put us in that ball game. I just can't say enough positive things about her performance that game. She came ready to play today for sure.
So I guess when you talk about Turner, what's really in her arsenal as far as what pitches she can throw? Because on radio can't really see it that well. But what kind of pitches can she really throw?
Do I have to tell on radio what pitches she throws? Somebody might be listening to this.
Just the best pitch.
Somebody might want to know. I'm just going to keep that to myself. We don't give anything away here. But she makes it move, and we try to throw it at different speeds and change it up on them. And we work a lot with what the hitter looks like. We pay attention to how they're swinging, what they're swinging at. I keep tabs on what pitches we're throwing, what they swung at, what they didn't, what they chased. If they're behind it, stuff like that.
So what's it like what's it like to be up here? Because you're back here in 2014, so you have a
Yeah.
little bit of experience as a head coach back up here. What's it like to be up here not only with the softball team, but to have baseball playing right down the road over here with y'all?
Well, to talk about 2014, I told the girls, this is an entirely different team. Not one of these girls, that was 5 years ago, so none of these girls were on that team. We did have a sister that was on that team that's playing out of the Longsons, but none of them have ever played in it before. And when we came that time, a lot of the girls that were playing, their parents were on the teams in the 90s that won state and that went to the state championship game. And my dad was the coach. And so we had a little sentimental thing. And this time around, we're trying not to be so emotional. We're trying to just, thank you. We're trying to just take care of business and take care of, what we're here to do and focus on the things that got us here and focus on the things we're good at and playing our best game and being very fundamental and just worrying about the one pitch and the one job we're doing at that time. As far as the baseball team goes, this is the first time in school history. The kids didn't realize it. I've told them, it's the first time we've been in the same year. And so we're very proud of our boys. Our girls team and our boys team are a very tight-knit group. We want to be able to go watch them play and us play, but we talked about last night, we played and then they played, and we had every intention of going to see them, and we went to get something to eat, and it took us over an hour to get our food, and then we couldn't make it to the game. It was late, and I told them, I'm sorry, I know y'all wanted to go to the game, but we're up here to worry about what we're doing and to win, and they all understood that our number one priority's got to be winning. But it's certainly a big deal for all these kids in the valley and in Sequatchie County to be up here playing at this high level, and we're certainly very proud of our boys team. We hope that we both keep winning. They played a good game last night. We missed it, but we were listening to it on the bus. We had the phone out listening to how they were doing. We were cheering them on from the bus.
So as far as, I know it's kind of a weird question, but last time you were here, you had to go in the loser bracket. You played in the morning. What do you prefer with their routine? Because y'all play through a lot of tournaments throughout the year as well, so you're used to playing in the morning and everything. So what's different about playing at night and playing in the morning for y'all when y'all get in this situation?
The heat. It's going to be 95 degrees all week.
Yeah.
So, part of what every team here is going to combat is staying hydrated and playing in this heat. There's going to be some games, may not be the 10 o'clock games, there's going to be some games that are played here this week that are going to come down to who survives, like who is hydrated and who gets through and who pushes through at the end of the game and can finish, because that's a lot of it. These are teenage girls. You got to tell them to get to bed. You got to tell them to hydrate. You got to tell them to take care of their body so they're physically ready to play. But as far as playing in the morning and night, I don't have a preference. Some of the girls have a preference playing under lights or playing in the morning. But right now we're working with the heat. Right now we're working with the weather. And playing this 10 o'clock game was good for us. We don't play again until tomorrow, so we're going to have a chance to get out of this heat. Whoever we're playing tomorrow is going to be playing, the 4 o'clock game, and they're going to be out in the heat. So hopefully that'll be to our advantage.
I appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you.
And that was head coach Kelly Somerville on the interview. I talked to her yesterday after the win over Alcoa. As she said, a lot of heat to worry about up here this week. Usually have some rain up here, usually have 1 or 2 days where there's some weather, but not this time around. It's been getting pretty hot as we look at the game time temperature today. Got to pull it back up over here. Make sure we have it right. We got a 78 degrees right now. The next game is slated for 11:30 here, and it's quickly going up into the 80s. And by first pitch of the baseball game tonight, or first pitch of the baseball game, we're slated to be up at 88 degrees. So, but clear skies, a little bit partly cloudy here. No rain in sight today or tomorrow for these championship games. So here's the schedule for today. And now I put this out on Facebook earlier today, the schedule that we have for the broadcast today. Right now we are going to be broadcasting the Sequatchie County softball game here as they take on Jackson Southside in the second round of the losers bracket. If they win this game, they will play tonight at 4 p.m. But hold off on that because we're going to look at baseball for a second. Baseball, they do have a confirmed game. They won yesterday, 2 games yesterday, and now they are in the 14 bracket they're in, the upper bracket of the Class AA tournament there. They are going to be playing Forest in the finals of that upper bracket, and they have to beat Forest twice. So the first game will be at 2. The second game is slated for 4, so we have a conflict there. So if they do win the first game, we will stay with baseball, simply because that will be basically a play-in game for the state championship here. As Lexington comes up, they will be at the top of the inning. The Indians are the home team here. They're donned in their black uniforms, white socks, purple riding, and here comes the first pitch from Mackenzie Turner, and that ends our pregame, and that's going to be a low pitch, and that's going to be to Shelton there. Let me get my notes back over here. That's McKinley Shelton. She's number 2 for Southside. They are the Lady Hawks. And that's the second pitch in there. That was a ball outside there. So now 2-0 count to McKinley Shelton. She's the right fielder for the Lady Hawks. Turner with the pitch coming, and it's going to be just outside there. Now we got a 3-0 count. Shelton, a senior on this squad. She steps back into the box. Like I said, beautiful day for softball here today. The sun's shining over here to my left from the east over here. And she's going to walk in a rare walk there from Mackenzie Turner. So she's going to put one on there. And Shelton will get to first, the senior for the Hawks. Next up, we have Kelsey Turner. What'd you have on that? I've got 2 things written down here. That is Turner. Sorry, I had the wrong one written down here. So that is Turner, Kelsey Turner, the second baseman for Southside. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be bunted and go foul just about 4 or 5 feet from home plate down the first base line. So that's going to be an 0-1 count now, and there's our first strike basically for this game. Turner, she is the second baseman and a senior for this Southside squad. She's going to step out. She's going to look where the coach is going to tell her to do. She's going to step back into the box, put the bat behind her helmet, and here comes Turner with the pitch. It's going to be a fake bunt. It's going to go to the shortstop there, Edgman, and she's going to have to run over to where the second baseman's position would be to get that one as Dennis throws down to her. And that was going to go down as a ball that was outside there on that one. So we got a 1-1 count, the throw down. Now Shelton, she is at second on a stolen base. And Turner steps back into the box. Turner versus Turner. And they're going to throw to third. No, she's going to eat it there, Dennis will. And that's going to be another ball there. That was a strike, sorry. Got distracted by the potential throw down there. So we have a 1-2 count now for Turner. Turner versus Turner from the rubber to the plate. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be a swing and a miss and strikeout number 19. Well, that's strikeout number 23 of the tournament. And that's 313 on the season. First of the game there in this second batter. Now up to bat, Josie Willingham. So a Josie W on Sequatchie and a Josie W on Jackson Southside. This one a little bit longer last name in Willingham. She's number 12, the shortstop for the Lady Hawks. Here comes the pitch from Turner. It's going to be in there, and they're going to call it a strike there on the far side. 1 on, 1 out for the Hawks. That 1 on is Shelton. She got over on a stolen base there to third, and she stole 2 bases so far. That's high up there. It's going to be a ball. 1-1 count. McGowan comes down from third, trying to get the short. Looked like it might be a show a bunt there. Now she was going to pull back on that one. Now she's going to step out of the box. And waiting for her to step back in. Turner giving a long look there. Turner looks, comes with a pitch in there, and it's going to be just low and out of there. So we're going to be a 2-1 count now. Well, thank you for tuning in to TSSN Radio, Spirit Nation Radio, your home for Indian athletics here on Spreaker Radio. Please be sure to share the link on Facebook so others can hear the broadcast here, and be sure to interact on the Spreaker app as we have a bunt there from Willingham. Abby McGowan's going to throw to first. Going to be safe because the foot comes up. Worley had to jump up to get that one, and so that brings Shelton home after McGowan hesitates, and that's going to be a score there in the top of the first here for Southside. And will that go down as a base hit or – okay, that will go down as a base hit for Willingham. So now 1 on, 1 out, and 1 run now for Jackson Southside here in the top of the first. Now up to bat, Anna Taylor, number 14. She is the third baseman for the Lady Hawks. Here comes the pitch from Turner. It's going to be inside, but it is going to be a strike there. 0-1 count. So Anna Taylor, she's the third baseman. She is also a senior on this squad. Willingham was a senior as well, so a very veteran lineup, at least the top four here. And they're going to get her on the they're going to get her on the throwdown. Dennis caught another one stealing, and that's going to up her stats there as Willingham out at second. And now it's out number 2 of this inning. And Taylor's still up to bat. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be fouled off to the right. We got a 1-2 or 0-2? 0-2 count there. I was making sure I didn't miss a pitch there. We do have an 0-2 count now to Taylor, the senior third baseman for this squad. So the first 4, by the way, for Southside here, all seniors. Turning the circle, going to move some dirt around, get her position in here. Dennis is going to go to the right, far side of the plate, and it's going to be outside on that pitch. They're going to try to catch her swinging, but they do not on that one. Turner steps back into the circle, getting in a routine of moving that dirt. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be fouled off down the third base line over here. Out swinging, and see if you can get her out that way if you're looking for the strikeout. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be fouled back up into the knockouts. 23, including the one today, here in this tournament. Here comes the pitch now. It's going to be fouled off and they'll go over here to the left side on third base line. It's going to be fouled off into the AAA field, and we've had a lot fouled over into that AAA field over there. They had to stop play for a second. The right fielder in the AAA field over here is going to throw it over as we get reset over here on this field. Still a full count here. We've had a full count for about 4 or 5 pitches here. As the pitch comes in, it's going to be fair ball down the first base line. Finally, we get one that goes straight. It goes straight into Josie Worley's glove, and that's going to be an out as she steps on third base. That's a ground out to first base. And for the Lady Hawks, here's what it looks like out in the field. McKinley Shelton, she's going to be out in right field. Your second baseman is going to be Kelsey Turner. Shortstop, Josie Willingham. Anna Taylor on third base. Your first base is going to be Kalani. Pitcher is Kayla Beaver. She's getting warmed up here. Alexa Goff out in center field. Designated player is Kimberly Payne. She's going to be batting here today. Bree Ramsey at catcher, and out in left field, she's going to be playing the flex today. That's Destiny Strain for the Lady Hawks. As I write those down there. And Beaver, not Beavers, but Beaver, just a single Beaver out there. She is going to be out there in the circle for the Lady Hawks. And first up to bat for the Lady Indians, that's going to be Ella Edgman. No surprise there as the lineup didn't change, has not changed during this tournament, and really hasn't changed throughout this postseason when you look back and think about it. They're going to throw down to second. Edgman's going to step up. number 1 for the Indians. She is the shortstop, and she is a junior on this Lady Indians squad. Of course, the Lady Indians fielding the black uniforms, black pants, black jersey, white socks, all of them, and the purple lettering and purple numbers on those jerseys. Beavers number 19 for this Lady Hawks squad. She is a senior, so this is her last go-around. So this, depending on how this game goes, this could be her last game here, and it's going to be just inside that zone, and it's going to be a strike on Edgman. She's going to step back to the back of the circle. Here comes the pitch from Beaver. It's going to be outside, and that's going to be a ball just a little bit farther out than that last pitch, so that's where the zone is going to be. A lot more purple and gold filed in. I'm seeing some familiar faces walk in from the right side over here, around in from the entrance, and she's going to catch her swinging on a strike there, and now a 1-2 count to Edgman. Beaver going to give a long look, puts the ball in her glove, comes out. The pitch is going to be hit down the third base line, and it's going to be just fair and going to the third baseman's glove for a ground out to third base for Ella Edgman. And that was Anna Taylor, the third baseman, getting it over to the first baseman there, Kuroda, for the Lady Hawks. Here comes the pitch from Beaver. It's going to be fouled off by Addie Edgman. She's up to bat now, the sister of Ella Edgman. And 1 out, nobody on here for the Indians in the bottom of this first inning. The Lady Indians are your home team, so they will be batting last. Similar situation to when they were here in 2014. They lost their first, won their second. Now in the third game, it's probably going to be a close one here with Southside. That's going to be just outside the glove. Out comes. It's going to be inside. They're not going to call us. So now a 2-2 count. That's just inside, just low enough to stay up and out of that zone. By the time this game's over, we'll be moving up into the 80s in the weather here. So getting a little hot up here. Not too hot. Not as hot as it was yesterday, but getting a little hot today. It's supposed to get up into the upper 80s. And that's going to be an inside pitch to Longson. And now, after an 0-2 start, she's got a full count now. And let's see what she does with this one as she steps into the box and Beaver steps up to the rubber. I get used to that. I'm used to hearing the last name Beavers, not Beaver. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be fouled off almost up to the net, but it's going to hit the fence.
But how many beats do I got to poop on to prove I'm not a fluke? I want truth, a true sign of growth. When you find ways to refine yourself, you win when you lose.
And we're back here in Murfreesboro at the Starplex Complex here at Sportscom. We're on field 2, and up to the plate is going to be for Southside. That is going to be Kalani Kuroda. That flows right off the tongue there. Mackenzie Turner in the circle for the Lady Indians. She's going to step in. Of course, Southside, they have the black jerseys, red writing, and white pants there. And here comes the pitch. It's going to be low outside for Turner here in the top of the second inning. Turner going to step back into the circle. Kuroda in the box, and it's going to be inside. It's going to get her, so it's going to be hit by pitch to first there. Very rare hit by pitch there from Turner. But Kuroda is on first base, and the Indians, 2 straight innings, have allowed the leadoff batter to get on first. Not a good sign for them here early in this ball game. Next up is going to be Beaver, the pitcher there for the Lady Hawks. Here comes the pitch from Turner. It's going to be just outside there. And ball number 1 for Beaver. And And Beaver going to step out, take a few swings, call time in the box. Now she's going to step in and get ready to hit this one. Here comes the pitch. She's going to show bunt and going to be outside there for ball number 2. And Kuroda on first. She doesn't go. Dennis ready to throw her down, and I think she sensed that, so she was going to stay there on first. Turner with the pitch. It's going to be caught her swing in there for strike number 1. 2-1 count there for her. Turner back in the circle. As Beaver steps back into the box, she's going to come with a pitch, and it's going to be bunted. And McGowan's going to pick it up, but she's not going to be in time. She's going to hold on to it. And we've got one on first and one on second there, and they're going to call that a single there. And now that's going to bring up Alexa Goff for this squad, the first one in the lineup that's not a senior. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seniors to start off this lineup, putting some experience. So now an 0-2 count here. Well, thank y'all for joining us on TSSN Radio, Spirit Nation Radio, your home for Indian athletics. Here comes the pitch from Turner. It's going to be outside. It's going to come through the right side batter's box over here, and we've got a ball 1 here for the 1-2 count. 2 on, no outs for this Lady Hawk squad. Excuse me. Turner with the pitch. It's going to be fouled off and hit the top of the fence over here and fall back down. Worley's going to come and recover it over here on the first base side. Still 1-2 count to Goff. She is a sophomore. Very senior-laden squad here in Murfreesboro for the Lady Hawks. And it's going to be fouled straight back, almost going to hit the field 2 sign right here, center fence here. And that's still going to be a 1-2 count to Goff. Next 2 up would be the freshman. That would be Kimberly Payne and Bree Ramsey, both of them freshmen. Here comes the pitch from Turner. It's going to be swing and a miss. She's going to get her out, so that's strikeout number 2 on the day for Turner. And now up to bat, it's going to be Payne, Kimberly Payne. She is a freshman, and she's going to look back to coach for the sign. Now she's going to step into the box after a few practice swings and look down Turner, who now comes with the pitch. And it's going to be in there for a strike on that outside corner there, a little bit more center than outside, but nonetheless it is a strike. 2 on, 1 out now for the Hawks. Trying to make something happen here and extend that lead. Indians trying to keep that from happening. Turner, here she comes with the pitch. It's going to be inside there. They're not going to call it a strike, so it's going to be a 1-1 count now. Payne, she is the designated player, the freshman, number 5 for the Lady Hawks. Here comes the pitch. A swing and a miss there, and that's strike number 2. 1-2 count now for Payne, the freshman. 2 on, 1 out for the Hawks. Those 2 on are Kuroda at second and Beaver at first for the Lady Hawks here in the top of the second inning. Turner giving a long look. Here comes the pitch, and it's going to be outside. They're not going to call it, so we got a 2-2 count here. A lot of action here. All 4 fields here today in action here at the Starplex Complex here in Murfreesboro. Here comes the pitch from Turner. It's going to be fouled down the third base line. All runners are going to move, but they'll have to go back because that is a dead ball now. And it's going to go down there into left field, foul territory over there. And now they're going to get it back to Turner. And a 2-2 count still for Payne. Turner with the ball. She comes in and a pitch, and it's going to be fouled back. Going to hit the net over here on the first base side. Straight back up to the net, and still a 2-2 count for her. And Turner's going to step back about halfway between the circle and second base. Now she's going to step back in, go up to the rubber. Waiting for the pitch. Here it comes, and it's going to be hit. It's going to be popped up to the center fielder, Addie Edgman, who has to come down to shallow left center field for that one. And that's going to be out number 2 of this one, a fly out to center field for Payne. And that brings up Ramsey. Bree Ramsey, she's a freshman too. She's the catcher for this squad. And now she's going to be she bats 9th in this lineup, getting to the bottom of that Lady Hawks lineup now in this one. 2 on, 2 outs now for the Lady Hawks. Here comes the pitch from Turner. Just outside there. And it's going to be ball number 1 of this at-bat. Turner with the look. Now comes the pitch. I mean, a swing and a miss there for strike number 1 of this at-bat. Only 2 strikeouts for Turner, but she is getting a lot of swinging strikes, meaning she's moving that ball around and they're falling for it. So good pitching here for Turner early. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be low outside, 2-1 count now to Ramsey. And it's not Beaver on first. Beaver did get to first. They did pinch her. And now she's going to have Clift out there. Ashlyn Clift. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be hit up. It's going to be, looks like a fly out, easy fly out to Edgman again. Addie Edgman out, fly out to center field. That's 2 in a row for this Lady Hawks squad. And 3 outs now in this inning. We're going to go to the bottom of the second. Your score still Southside 1, Sequatchie County 0 here. No damage done as the Hawks leave 2 stranded in this second inning. And we'll give you some music here as we wait for the pitcher to warm up. That is Beavers for Southside. We'll be right back after this break.
I want a true sign of growth. When you find ways to refine yourself, you win when you lose. Hey, seem like every team done got a Judas, but I don't care. Give me a snake and I'll make a nice pair of boots with, yeah. I ain't trying to be liked, man, I'm trying to be a light, bang. I ain't trying to make a living, man, I'm trying to make a life, bang. Hey, yo, that's way different. Nowadays, I pray different. Used to ask for more blessings. Now I thank him for the ones he given.
You know I'm a wanted man, for reasons you won't understand. Prices on my head for like 100 grand. Now they want me dead or alive, bang. They gunning for me now, bang. They got their weapons drawn, bang. They say get out of town, cause I'm on the dead or alive.
Yeah, how do you terrify a man that is scared to die? So when I got a mic, I'ma air the lies that paralyze my people. I live by the fear of God, I'm sick and tired of songs that don't dignify our ladies, but baby, we giving them power. The moment you go out and buy it and give them your dollars. Why they try to define us? By how many commas we got, they don't know what's inside us. But let me be honest, this.
And up next for the Lady Indians, it's going to be Jessica Dennis, the number 4 batter in the lineup. They get to throw down. They're going to have a little quick meeting here at the circle between this team, and then they're going to get things ready to go in the bottom of this second inning. Last inning, 3 up, 3 down, a ground out to third, a ground out to shortstop, and a ground out to second base, just missing the first baseman, and you would have had the, not a trifecta, I guess you'd call it the quadfecta maybe, I don't know. Here comes the pitch there from Beaver for the first pitch of this one. This is going to hit the first pitch straight to the third baseman and another ground out. That makes 4 straight ground outs for this Lady Indian squad over to third base. 2 of them to third base, 1 of them to shortstop, 1 of them to second base. But nonetheless, out number 1 here on the first pitch of this first inning. Now, interesting thing to talk about here. Megan Hall, she comes up to bat. By the way, she is batting, listen to this, 7-14 in this tournament. The freshman, 5 for 7 in the tournament, only batted .354 on the year coming into this tournament. So she has been playing lights out down there on the plate as she takes ball one for that first pitch. Like I said, not had a lot of production this year. 4 for 4 stolen bases, only .354 batting, and it's less data to work with here. But 7-14, she is 5 for 7 in this tournament with hits, and it's going to be just outside there in ball number 2. And she's going to step out of the box, take a practice swing or two. Look down at Coach Veal down on the third baseline. And Beaver. She's going to pitch and go inside, and that's going to be a ball 3 for her. Beaver's going to step back to the back of the circle. Now she's going to come up to the rubber. As Hall takes a few more practice swings, looks over at Coach Veal. Now she steps back in, the freshman, doing a phenomenal job up here in Murfreesboro, and her first time up here in a swing, and it's going to be a strike there as she swings and misses. She'll step out again. Beaver, up to this point, she's pitched 11 innings. Here comes the pitch from her, and it's going to be a fair ball. It's going to fall into right field there, close to the foul line, and Hall is on base again with another hit. Now she is 6, count them 6 for 8 in this tournament. Up next, Callie Green, yet to get a hit in this tournament. Let's see if she can turn the tide for her stats in this Class AA tournament elimination game. Beaver in the circle. Here comes the pitch from her. It's going to be in there, and it's going to be a strike in that bottom outside corner there away from Green. She's a right-handed batter, so she's in the left side box if you're looking from the press box where I am. Does have one win in this tournament. Beaver does. And here comes the pitch from her, and it's going to be a strike 2 for Green. She's going to try to swing at this one. Only allowed 2 earned runs in 2 games. She is a good pitcher. 10 strikeouts in the past 2 games in this tournament. ERA of 1.2 in this tournament. Here comes the pitch, and it's going to be outside there for ball number 1. Green over 7 tournament usually bats .294, and she has throughout the season with 24 RBIs, 4 doubles this season. Here comes the pitch from Beaver. It's going to be hit down the first base line. Going to go to the second baseman. She's going to mishandle it there. Is that going to go down as an error, I would say? Yeah, it's going to go down as an error, but she does get on first there. First time on base in this entire tournament for her. That's going to send Hall over to second. So now 2 on, no out, or 1 out for the Lady Indians here in the bottom of the second. Trying to make something happen here, at least get a tie out of this when you got a situation with 2 base runners on, 1 in scoring position. Now Beaver comes with the pitch to Mackenzie Turner. She was the pitcher for Sequatchie County. By the way, coming into this game, 3,098 pitches she has pitched this year. 234, I believe. Yeah, 234 pitches in this tournament. 22 strikeouts. Now count up 24 strikeouts in this tournament after the 2 pitches today, and that's going to be low and outside there. And we got a count of 2-0. Got 2 balls there. I forgot what that first one was there. So now Turner awaits the pitch from Beaver. Beaver goes in there, and it's going to be just outside that zone. So now a 3-0 count to Turner. 1 ball away from getting walked and loaded the bases here for Beaver. If you're Southside, that's not a situation if you want. And if you're Sequatchie County, that is the situation that you're dreaming of right now. As the pitch comes, It's in there for strike number 1 and a 3-1 count here now against Turner. Turner, next 2 up after her. Worley sitting over here on deck, and Girdley, the 9th batter in the lineup, would be after her if we get that far. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be a swing and a miss there for strike number 2 against Turner, and she don't watch out. She's going to be dished out a little bit of her own medicine with a strikeout if she doesn't get a hit here. Turner, she's 1 for 6 in the tournament, 167 average throughout this tournament, and she just took that one down a little bit as she is struck out, and that is Beavers' first strikeout of the game. I believe that is her 11th of this tournament, and it is. So now Worley will come up to bat. She's the first baseman for the Lady Indians. A senior on this squad. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be hit down beside the pitcher. It's going to go past the second baseman. And here comes a run around third. And yes, Hall in there. And she has been phenomenal in this tournament. Just amazing as she comes in for the run. Now we got a tie ball game. Sequatchie County and Jackson Southside knotted up at 1 with now 2 on base. We got 1 on the corners. That's Green over there on third. And then Worley on first with the base hit. So Worley, she gets the RBI there. And so here comes the pitch, and it's going to be a swing and a miss there for Girdley, and that's strike number 1, and for an 0-1 count on this at-bat. She's the left fielder for the Lady Indians, and a freshman for this squad. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be just outside for a ball. So Girdley, Hall, and Addie Edgman, all 3 freshmen on this lineup that have done great things in this tournament. Girdley, here comes the pitch to her. She's going to hit it down the third base line. It's going to be foul ball. Looks like it goes over third base, but it landed after a hop. It landed in foul territory behind third base, so they will call it a foul ball there. A 1-2 count there for Girdley. And Girdley, by the way, she is 500 in this tournament, 3 for 6, batting 9th in this lineup. Always good to have that 9th batter in the lineup doing 500 or better during this tournament. Usually bats 333 over the season. And she's going to swing and miss there. That's going to be strike number 3. And out number 3 in this one. And that'll be a strikeout there to Girdley. So let's get a recap here. We had a ground out to third for Dennis. Hall ended up scoring on an RBI from Josie Worley, who got a single batting 8th there. Green got to third. She's stranded, so they leave 2 stranded in this inning. And then Girdley is struck out in that ninth slot in the lineup. And next up will be Ella Edgman at the top of the lineup next inning. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on TSSN Radio, Spear Nation Radio, live from Murfreesboro at the Starplex Complex, field number 2. We'll be right back.
Why they try to define us? By how many commas we got, they don't know what's inside us. But let me be honest, there's something be honest. Your homie preach, I gotta speak on my piece. Man, I can't keep it a secret. The only way that you get acceptance is when you know you don't need it, yeah. Freedom is a mindset, and I ain't in my prime yet. Minor league at 116, yeah, that my folk I grind with. I think about all that time spent way before success. And to see the kids shining, that's the glimmer from the sweat. Get up and go, homie, we live by the code. We don't got minutes to blow. Time is more precious than gold. Chef with the flow, mix it with lyrics that fix up your soul. Oh.
And we're back here I'm still back on Lexington, still on that first night. Southside will take over at the top of the first here, or top of the third, and that's going to be a outside pitch, a ball there to Shelton. She is the senior right fielder for this Southside squad, so a 1-0 count for her to start off this third inning. Again, if you're just joining us, a 1-1 score here as Sequatchie County evens the scoreboard after Megan Hall gets to home on an RBI from Josie Worley, who singled in that last half inning. That's going to be an outside pitch there, and ball number 2 to Shelton. That is McKinley Shelton for the Southside squad. She's a senior and the right fielder. Waiting on the pitch from Turner. She's going to throw it in there, and it's going to be outside there for a 3-0 count. That's the third time, I think, in this game that Turner has put up a 3-0 count. Very rare for her to get that far into the ball category there. And she's going to stop for a second, rest a second. Now she's thrown 234 pitches in this tournament right here, so not including what she's thrown today. And that's going to be a strike right down the pipe there for strike number 1 of this at-bat against Shelton. And Turner with a look. Here comes the pitch. Shelton, the leadoff batter, and she's going to be walked there for the second time. She comes around the second time as the leadoff hitter for this Southside squad, and she's walked for the second time. Next up is going to be Turner. That's going to be Kelsey Turner, the senior second baseman for this squad. Last time up, she was strikeout victim number 313 on the season for Mackenzie Turner. Here comes the pitch from Turner. It's going to be bunted, and it's going to be fouled back to the fence for strike number 1, 0-1 count to her. And so Turner will look back at coach, look down at her wrist to see what the play call will be. Now she'll step into the batter's box. Turner waiting on her. Now she said, enough time, I want to pitch, and it's going to be bunted down the third base line and going to go foul. McGowan going to chase after that one. So an 0-2 count here against Turner. Against Turner. So a Turner-on-Turner matchup here. The pitcher versus the second baseman for the Lady Hawks. Here comes Mack with the pitch. And it's going to be in there for a strike 3. And it's going to be a called strike. And strikeout number 3 on the day, 315 of the year for Mackenzie Turner. What a tournament she is having. Already 3 strikes today. And that's going to put her, we had 22 strikeouts coming into this one. Now 25 strikeouts on this tournament. So now it's a tie ball game, 1-1 here. Sequatchie County and Jackson Southside knotted up. That's going to be an outside pitch to Josie Willingham, the senior, number 12, for the Hawks. 1 out, 1 on, and that's Shelton on, and she's on first base after being walked on leadoff of this third inning. Here comes the pitch. She's going to catch her swinging, and it's going to be strike 1 to Willingham. And now Willingham's going to step out, look down at her wrist after the coach gives her the sign. Now she's going to take a swing, and now she's going to sit back into the box, settle in, and here comes Mackenzie Turner with the pitch. It's going to be hit up. It's going to look like a fly out. It's going to go to shortstop Edgman, and she brings it in with ease, stepping over to the edge of the grass there, over toward third base, and that's going to be a fly out to shortstop for Willingham. That's out number 2, of the inning. Now up to bat, we got Anna Taylor, the senior third baseman for the Lady Hawks. She's going to call for time in the box, adjust herself, and Turner's going to step up to the rubber as she gets adjusted. Now here comes the pitch as McGowan slowly creeps up. They're looking for some kind of bunt there. Nope, they're going to throw down to first, and they're not going to get her. So we got that was a ball, correct? That was a ball outside. Just wanted to check, make sure I did get that right. I would hate to get it wrong for you fans listening in today. Here on TSSN Radio, Spear Nation Radio, your home for Indian athletics. Here comes the pitch in there, and a strike. They're going to throw down to second, and safe at second as Edgman dives to get the ball and get the out, but she does not, sadly. And that was a strike there on that one, so a 1-1 count. I even forget what I'm saying over here. That's how distracted I get when they get a throw down. Just gets too exciting. So now Shelton at second on a stolen base. Turner, here she comes with the pitch. She's going to wait a second. Hold back. Taylor in the box. She's going to step out and step back in. Here comes Turner with the pitch. It's going to be hit up into right field and shallow or deep infield, and Peyton Longson's going to come over and get that. So that's going to be a fly out over to the second baseman. And that's out number 3 in this one. And that's now 3 stranded total that Southside has left in this game. So there you go there. And 1-1 score as we go to the bottom of the third. Can the Indians muster up another score? Can they hold on to that if they do get it? Got some warm-up pitches here. Going to go through the break here as Beaver gets ready, set to pitch here. Next 3 up for Sequatchie County. We're going to be back at the top of the lineup. Of course, Hall scored on an RBI from Worley in that last inning. She got on base. She got the second on air, got to base on a hit, and she is 6 for 8 in this tournament. Just an astounding stat for the freshman. First time in Murfreesboro, first year playing high school softball. And here comes Ella Edgman out of the dugout. Addie Edgman on deck, and Peyton Longson will wait in the wings of the dugout. Edgman, she bats left-handed. She's going to step into the box and get ready here. Last time up, she grounded out to third base. Not something she's used to doing here. She's used to getting on base and stealing bases. And she's going to hit a foul ball over to the on-deck circle, and her sister's going to pick that one up and give it to the catcher. So strike number 1 against her. Edgman, by the way, she stole 4 bases yesterday in that game versus Alcoa, tying a single-game record here at the state tournament. Here's the pitch. It's going to be just outside there for ball number 1. And right now, the leadoff batter for Southside, that is McKinley Shelton. She has 3 stolen bases, so maybe she saw what Edgman did yesterday and trying to eye that off. As Edgman hits it down the third base line, a slow roller, and the bounce is going to get it there a little bit late, but she is going to be out at first for the ground out over to third base. That's out number 1 for the Indians, and a rare 2 appearances at the plate for Edgman without getting on base. And you would think she would be hitting over to the first base line, but she actually grounded out to third base in both of those appearances at the plate as she comes in here. And now a strike on Edgman. That is Addie Edgman now in this one. Last at bat, she grounded out to shortstop there. Here comes the pitch from Beaver. It's going to be just outside for ball 1. A 1-1 count there. Addie Edgman, she is 2 for 8 in this tournament, batting .250. And after the last inning, she's now 2 for 9 in the tournament. Beaver gets the pitch in there. It's going to be inside, and Addie having to lean back to keep that one from hitting her and the bat. So it's going to be ball number 2 on her, 2-1 count to Edgman. The younger Edgman, I will say, Addie Edgman, she is the freshman. Ella Edgman, the junior. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be just inside that zone there, and a strike there for the 2-2 count against Daddy Edgman from Beaver. Well, thank you for joining us here on TSSN Radio, Spear Nation Radio, your home for Indian athletics. We're live here from Murfreesboro Starplex Complex here, field number 2 as the Indians take on Jackson Southside, and a foul ball lands over here next to the dugout on the AAA field to our left. Daddy Edgman with that foul ball, 2-2 count here. One out, nobody on. That one out was Ella Edgman. She grinded out to third base. Her sister trying to avoid that fade and get on base. It's going to be hit down the third base line. It's going to go out of play over there. It's going to go just over the third base dugout, and they'll replenish the new ball over here. Still a 2-2 count. Got here early this morning. Yesterday I was here late here. This morning I was here about an hour and a half early. Didn't anticipate that, but just wanted to beat this traffic, make sure we didn't fall into that. And we had a full day of broadcasting, so I needed to get ready for that. So here comes the hit. Edgman gets past the pitcher and hits the gap between second base and the shortstop player there, and that's going to be a single for her. And now she's going to be 3 for 9, 3 for 10 in this tournament. Now up to bat, Peyton Longston, the second baseman. She is a junior for this Indian squad. As she steps into the box, gets her bat readjusted, and Beaver's going to step up to the rower, put her toe on it, and here comes, she's going to put it in her glove, the windup, here comes, it comes in, it's going to be hit down the third base line to the third baseman, they're going to throw it to second, it's going to be a fielder's choice, and they're going to be safe after the ball comes out of the glove of the shortstop there, that is Willingham, and so now 2 on for the Lady Indians after a, what would that be down as an error? That would be down as an error there. And now Longston on first as an error there. Well, she got there on fielder's choice, but the error got her to second, right? That's what we're going to say here, yeah. So the error gets Edgman to second, and that's going to go down as a fielder's choice there for Longston. And that was a strike there for Dennis. If she's up, she's the catcher for this Indian squad. And a sophomore as well. Here comes the pitch. It's in there. It's going to be fouled off. It looks like over here to where the entryway is. Hopefully it gets over there to the field. It doesn't hit anybody walking into the field over here. This is the main entrance over here on the back side of the park. So now we got two strikes on Dennis with the foul ball there. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be hit down the third base line. That's going to be foul, so still an 0-2 count on Dennis. And so they're going to give the ball back to Beaver. Beaver with a long look. Here comes the pitch, 2 on for the Lady Indians. It's going to be outside there. And it's going to be a 1-2 count now for Dennis. 2 on. Longston gets there on a fielder's choice, and Edgman gets there on a single, and then an error sends her to second. That's how we got to where we are right now, 2 on with 1 out for the Indians. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be hit into left center field, up and in. It's going to be a fly out to the center fielder there for out number 2 of this half inning. Still 2 on there. Coach Darren Easterly, I just saw him down there. He was talking to the athletic director, Coach Morrison. He's getting ready to get his boys to play a game tonight, or this afternoon actually, at 2 o'clock. They'll be at Smyrna High School, and we'll be on the call for that one as they go on. They'll play 2 games today if they win the first. They play against Forest. If they win the 2 games today, they will be in the state championship game tomorrow, but they have to win 2 back-to-back today with limited pitching that they'll see. And Sequatchie County in the same softball in the same boat. That's going to be a strike on that outside corner there for Hall. And last time up, she scored off an RBI from Worley. She did get on base with a single. She is now 6 for 8 in this tournament. Very good. I mean, just a phenomenal performance by the freshman here. Now here comes the pitch. It's going to be fouled off and fouled back to the fence over here on the third base side. So strike number 2 at 0-2 count for her. Well, thank you for joining us here on TSSN Radio. As Sequatchie County Softball, they're trying to keep from being eliminated here in this Class AA state tournament. Megan Hall, just a phenomenal job. I can't say enough how much of a phenomenal job she has done. 6 of 8. She was batting .714 in this tournament after only batting .354 on the season. Here comes the pitch from Beaver. It's going to be outside, and both base runners are going to move, but they're going to go back to their respective bases after the ball there. It's going to be a 1-2 count. Hall, the designated pitcher. Again, she is the freshman here, number 6 for this Lady Indians team. And now the long look from Beaver. Here comes the pitch, and it's going to be hit down the left third base line. It's going to fall. It's going to be a home run over the fence, so that will score 3, and that's a 3 RBI home run there for Hall. What a phenomenal job she has done in this tournament. Megan Hall, the freshman, coming up big, the first home run of this tournament for Sequatchie County. Now they have a 4-1 lead over the Lady Hawks for Jackson Southside. And the Hawks will meet over in the circle there as the coach comes to talk to the umpire there. I think they might be making a pitching change here possibly. No. I wouldn't think so. She has pitched, Beaver has pitched every inning of this tournament so far for the Lady Hawks. 11 innings come into this one, and now she's in her third inning here. And it would be, I think, if she left at this point, it would be 11, 12, 13, and 2/3 innings for her. Is there some kind of debate over what was happening down there? So they think that it was bounced over the fence. So in that case, it would be a ground rule double. But right now it is a home run. And the coach for Southside is going to walk back to the dugout begrudgingly. And here comes the umpire. And I guess that play is going to stand there as Callie Green is up. And the home run stands here in Murfreesboro. The Indians with a 4-1 lead trying to stay alive in this tournament in the third inning of this ball game. If they win, they will play the winner of Creekwood and Gibbs, which takes place about 30 minutes after this game. And then if they win that one, they would play tomorrow at 9 a.m., an earlier start time than we even saw today. So that would be something there. And I guess we got a timeout as the coach comes out to the comes out to the circle. Did they get a pitch off, or did they just call? Yeah, I didn't see a pitch come in there. So still a green, no pitch. What a phenomenal job here for Megan Hall. Now she is 6 for 8 in this tournament. No, that's not right. She's 7 for 9 in this tournament. 7 for 9 in this tournament. I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget it there. 7 for 9. With a home run now and 2 runs. Golly, what a game for her. A tournament for her, really. Now Callie Green got on with an error for the first time in this tournament. She got on base, and now she's going to try to get a hit and maybe take that 0 for streak and give it a 1. That's Beaver still in the circle. Here comes the pitch, and it's going to be a strike right down the pipe there. And it looks like Beaver regaining a little bit of confidence after that home run that she just gave up to Hall. By the way, temporary fences out here at Starplex because they are baseball fields that have been converted to softball fields for this tournament. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be just outside there for ball number 1 of this at-bat against Green. So, actually, when we were in 2014, it was on the third game, an elimination game in this same situation. We had a lot of controversy out there because of the temporary fences, and we'll tell you about that here in just a second. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be fouled off by Green over here to the right side of the first base line here in Starplex on field number 2 here. But we were on this same field. It was Sequatchie County in Greenville, and it would have won the game. Allison Davenport, I saw her here yesterday, a former Lady Indian. She hits a home run out there to center field. The center fielder, she gets the fence, and because of the temporary fence, she hits the fence, goes through the fence to catch the ball, and it's going to be outside there on that pitch. 2-2 count. I don't know if you remember this, but she goes and stretches out, and because the fence is temporary, it falls over flat. She catches the ball, and a home run is robbed, and there was a lot of controversy over that, and Somerville, I think she's still bitter over that if you mention that to her. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be fouled off there by Green. 2-2 count. Green is the right fielder. She is a sophomore for this Lady Indian squad. Again, she is 0 for this tournament. She did get on last inning with an error trying to change the tide of that streak she's got going there. Not a great streak to have. Here comes the pitch in there and popped up over here. It's going to land, I think, out of play. Yes, it'll land on top of the south side dugout down the first base line, and still a 2-2 count for her. And a big difference here when you talk about baseball and softball, because of the natural motion of the arm, you can have one really good pitcher and just rely on that pitcher throughout the tournament. Baseball is going to have a little bit more trouble today as they've depleted pitchers. They're not going to be able to play because of pitching limits. Colin Hudson or Austin Mitchell, as the ball is hit down to the shortstop, it's going to be an easy ground out against Green with nobody on. She's going to ground out to shortstop, and that's going to be the third out of this inning. After 3 runs were scored off a home run by Hall, she has an RBI, 3 RBIs now. She batted her own one in this one. I believe now that gives her, she had 17, I think she had 3 RBIs. That gives her now 23 RBIs in the season and 6 RBIs in this tournament as she goes 7 for 9. Just a phenomenal performance here by her, the freshman. Going to be a great softball player to watch here for the next 4 years, and hopefully we can make some more trips up here with her at the helm. And, of course, you have Mackenzie Turner as your pitcher. You don't have a lot of seniors on this squad. I'm looking down the line here, and I see Worley, who is a senior, and Gurley, she's a freshman. She's not a senior. I see a lot of juniors. This could be a squad that you see right back up here with state tournament experience. And maybe if they don't get a state championship this year, you could be looking at one next year, as they're not losing a whole lot except for a first baseman over in Josie Worley. And you still got, by the way, you've got Mackenzie Turner. She is the junior, excuse me. Yeah, junior pitcher. So she would be here back next year if they were to get to the state tournament. So the future looking bright for the Sequatchie County Lady Indian squad as they only lose one senior that's starting, as now it is Southside that'll get a chance to try to get back those runs from Sequatchie County. Here's Beaver. She's going to take the pitch, and it's going to be a strike right down the pipe there for her. No, excuse me, that's Kuroda, I believe. Is it Kuroda? That's Kuroda. Sorry, I was looking. I had a little mark there, so it made me let you in there. That's a strike there, so an 0-1 count, and now another one there, and she swung on that one, I believe. So that's going to be an 0-2 count for her. And Turner with 3 strikeouts today. Could she make it a 4th on this pitch as they get settled into the box? And now she pitches. It's going to be just outside. Did she go? Yes, she did. And that's going to be strikeout number 4 for Mackenzie Turner. 316 on the year for her. And now the pitcher Beaver will come up. I was ahead of myself there. She is the 6th senior in this lineup, batting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she is a 6th pitcher, or 6th batter, and 6th senior in this lineup. Here's the pitch. Just outside, is going to miss there, and that's ball number 1 against Beaver. And getting these Here comes the pitch. It's going to go, and did she go? No, she did not. They're not going to call that a strike, I don't think. So that's going to be outside for ball number 2, 2-0. They did call it a strike, okay, so we got a 1-1 count there. I didn't see him give the hand signal. I didn't know what was going on there. Must have been the first base umpire that called it a strike. Yeah, that's why I didn't see it. The home plate umpire didn't have any emotion. I'm kind of sitting, can't see the first base umpire there as the ball 2 comes in there. And so now we have a 2-1 count. Kayla Beaver, she's averaging .333 in this tournament up to this game, not including today's performance there, as she got on first with a single, and that's going to be a foul ball there, a 2-2 count. Kayla Beaver, she had a single and a double in this tournament leading up to today, and now she's got 2 singles, including what she has today, 2 hits, so she's 2 for 6 in this tournament. Leading up to today, or 3 for 7 exactly. And now that goes down to 3 for 8 as she gets the strikeout. That's strikeout number 317 on the season for Mackenzie Turner. Now Turner going to look to retire, strike out this side actually as the freshman Golf comes up to bat. She's going to take a few practice swings after looking at coach down the third base line. Now she's going to step into the box. Turner getting ready for the pitch. It comes, and it's in there, and going to be a low ball, no strike. No guacamole on that one. Going to step out of the box, take a few swings, step back in. Turner going to look down at the rower, make sure she's got her footing. Beautiful day here in Murfreesboro. As the pitch comes in, it's going to be fouled up into the net over here, and it's going to be strike 1. A 1-1 count now against Goff as Mackenzie Turner looking for her 318th strikeout on this one, and that would be her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that would be her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeout of the day. Here comes the pitch from Turner in there, and it's going to be fouled off to the right side over toward the first base line, and now we got a 1-2 count and 1 pitch away from that 318th strikeout. Here comes the pitch. It's in there. It's up, and it's right field. Callie Green has it, and a fly out to right field ends this inning here in the top of the 4th here. And that's out number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts in this game for Mackenzie Turner, 317 on the season. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Here's some more music for you on TSS and Radio, Spirit Nation Radio. The Indians lead 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning.
Flow, mix up with lyrics that fix up your soul. Oh, I ain't trying to be liked, man, I'm trying to be a light. Bang. I ain't trying to make a living, man, I'm trying to make a life. Alright, now we some desperados. We are living by the motto. You know, if I die tonight, man, I'm ready for tomorrow. Let's go. They say get out of town. Hey, the truth won't let me lie. What else? They gun it for me now. Alright, and everywhere I go, let's go. It's dead or alive. I'm wanted, dead or alive. I'm wanted, dead or alive. I'm wanted. Everywhere I go, dead or alive. I'm wanted, dead or alive. I'm wanted, dead or alive. I'm wanted.
You know I'm a wanted man, for reasons you won't understand. Prices on my head for like 100 grand. Now they want me dead or alive. Bang, they gunning for me now. Bang, they got their weapons drawn. Bang, they say get out of town, 'cause I'm on it dead or alive. Bang.
And we're back here on TSSN Radio as next up to bat for Sequatchie County. Got to flip back over here. That's going to be Mackenzie Turner, the pitcher for the Indians. 5 strikeouts compared to 1 strikeout. Mackenzie Turner has over the other pitcher, Beaver. As she goes up against her, she's going to be in the box, and Beaver in the circle in the bottom of the 4th here as Sequatchie County tries to add on to that 4-1 lead they have. Could they stay alive for another game here in this state tournament? We will see. Pitch comes in there, and that's going to be a strike one there against Turner. Turner 1 for 6 in this tournament coming into the ball game, and here comes the hit down the first base line. That's going to be a ground out to first there for Turner, and now she is 1 for 8 in this tournament after she struck out in the second, and now she is out, grounds out to first here in the fourth. Josie Worley, she comes up to bat. She got an RBI the last time she was up around on a single. She sent Megan Hall, the freshman, in around third and down to home base. Here comes the pitch. It's in there, and she's going to get her swinging. Strike one on this at bat. And Worley, up to this point today, she was 0 for 6, trying to go, and now she's 1 for 8 here in this tournament, and that ball's going to go inside and going to be a ball there against Worley. I was looking at the wrong one there. She had the RBI, so she's 2 for 7 in this tournament, trying to make that 3 for 8 on this go-around. Beaver looking down the pipe, and she's going to step back after Worley gets out of the box for a second. She's going to take a few practice swings. After she looks back at Coach Veal down there on the third base line, she's going to step back in. Beaver going to recompose herself on the rubber. And here comes the pitch from her. It's in there, and it's going to be hit. Going to be hit down the gap. Going to barely be picked up by the shortstop, and it's in there for the out to first. And that is going to be a ground out to shortstop for Josie Worley. Not to be confused with Josie Willingham on the Southside squad. So it's out number 2 here. 2 outs, nobody on as Jaden Gurley steps up. Gurdley having a pretty good tournament. She's 500, 3 for 6 in this tournament, and not including earlier. Now she is 3 for 7 in this tournament after she got struck out there in the second inning. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be swung at and fouled off over here to the left side. That's down the third baseline up into the net. So strike one, 0-1 count for Gurdley. Gurdley, it's surprising, though, because she struck out the most on this team, 21 strikeouts this season if you include the one from today, and 6 sack hits and flyouts there because Worley tends to get on base a lot. That's going to be outside there for ball one, 1-1 count there for Gurdley. Gurdley, she is a freshman, I believe. Yes, she's the left fielder, a freshman. A lot of youth, like I said, only losing one senior next year, so here comes the foul ball from her, and that's going to be a 1-2 count now for Gurdley. Only one senior loss next year, and that's Josie Worley, who's been holding down first base for the Indians. So you got a lot of hitting power and a lot of great fielding experience, and now a state tournament experience for most of the Sequatchie County squad. Beaver with the long look, finally puts the ball in her glove, brings it around, and a swing and a miss there, and that's going to be strikeout number 2 for Beaver and out number 3 in this inning. And let's recap that inning. A ground out to first for Turner, a ground out to shortstop for Worley and Gurdley. She strikes out for the second at-bat in a row, swinging here in Murfreesboro against Beaver. We'll be right back after this short music break here on the Indian Radio Network here, TSSN Radio, your home for Indian athletics. By the way, Sequatchie County, if they win again, they will play. If they win today, they will play again today at 4:00. Baseball will play at 2:00 this afternoon. If they win that game, they would play at 4:30. So we're just seeing how these games go, what happens with those games, and if baseball wins today and they play the second game right after, we're just going to stick with them and see what happens to Sequatchie County because the softball. Because baseball, that will be their playing game to the state championship. For softball, their playing game wouldn't be until tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And they would play, if that happened, they would play the loser of Lexington and Forest tonight. But they would play the winner of Creekwood and Gibbs this afternoon if they win this one. So now I say Lexington, I get it in my head. We're with Jackson Southside here, in case you didn't know. Sequatchie County Indians take on them. They've got a 4-1 lead here as we go to the top of the fifth here, and we're gonna have the 8-9-1 in the lineup. That's Kimberly Payne, Bree Ramsey, and back up to number 1 at McKinley Shelton. The freshman, and then the senior for the next 3 up. The first pitch, that's going to be a strike down the pop there for Mackenzie Turner. 317 strikeouts on the season. She has 5 today. And next one's going to be a little bit low for a ball. So a 1-1 count there for her. And beautiful day. Outfield a little bit farther back than what they were earlier, stepping a little bit closer to the fence. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be fouled up, and it's going to be in play, it looks like, and Josie Worley's going to come up with it. That's going to be a fly out to first base for Payne. So that's going to bring up Bree Ramsey. That's going to be out number 1 against Payne, and Ramsey will try not to be out number 2 for this Southside squad as the pitch comes in. It's going to be just inside for ball number 1. Athletic Director Chris Morrison with a busy week. Not only are softball and baseball playing in the state championships, we got some track and field athletes that will be participating in the small school event tomorrow as that pitch goes low. So I'm sure Chris Morrison, a busy man here as the athletic director for Sequatchie County. He sits down here about 15, 20 feet in front of me, down here about a story down from me, hands on his head, worried about this one. Here comes the pitch. It's up. It's going to be shallow right field, center right field, and it's going to be dropped. Or it's going to drop down there before anybody can get to it, and that's going to lead to Ramsey with a single there. Next up, the leadoff batter with 1 on. That's a dangerous prerogative there as McKinley Shelton, the senior, comes up to bat for the Lady Hawks here. Sorry, getting a little jumbled up here. I've had like 4 hours of sleep driving back and forth between Dunlap and Murfreesboro, so I'm a little tired today, as you can tell. Here comes the pitch from Turner. In there, and it's going to be a strike. The 0-1 count for Shelton. Again, Southside in those black jerseys, red writing on them. Okay, the white pants, and looks like most of them are wearing some of them wearing the red cleats there. And it's going to be down the